Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, the Mysterious Cameraman, and today I'm going to be talking about Doctor Strange Origins. This is a Doctor Strange fan film which released 3 or 4 years ago, and it is a very interesting fan film because it has two parts, Doctor Strange Origins and Nightmare. I'll be talking about Nightmare in a second video. But the thing with Origins is it basically explains Doctor Strange's backstory with him getting injured and then him getting taken to Kamar-Taj and basically setting up the Nightmare plot. But what's very interesting about this is that it is executed in a very weird way because it's taken just from the film and it doesn't feel as original. The editing is the best part of it, and I feel like I've been saying it a lot lately, but good editing does really take a film far. And this film definitely does have that level of good editing that some fan films don't just genuinely have. And it's very cool to see those fan films just have such high levels of that type of editing skills, because those editing skills really take a fan film far. Continuing on with what I was saying, I think that the acting in this is definitely an interesting thing, because in the origin start of it, there isn't a villain. It just explains his accident and him going to Kamar-Taj, but there isn't a villain. And I think that this is set up as a film series, and this is explaining the backstory, and then Nightmare's the villain. And I think that's a very interesting way to go about it. But what I find is as the weird part is the fact that there isn't a villain to it. It's 6 minutes, there's a minute of credits, it really isn't that long of a film. And it just depicts his injury, and I think it's cool how it's shot, the music that they did is good. But what I don't like is that it doesn't feel like a fan film, it feels like backstory for Nightmare. And maybe that is the reason that I think Nightmare is such a better film than this one. But I think it also has to do with the fact that the part at the start is the best part of the film, because it shows the cool editing that Doctor Strange is really about. And the character of Doctor Strange in this film is, the acting's fine, but the character itself isn't very well developed. So to see, that editing, that is something that has to bring it up a lot. And the editing is so good, and we see for a few minutes few seconds really at the start, with that cool blue and the green and stuff, and that's the reason I like Nightmare so much, because it's so much of that editing. And I think that is so cool how it accesses that editing style in that second episode. But as for this first episode, I kind of wish it had more of that story and plot line, because I feel like it's kind of unfair of how little plot this film really has. And I wish it had more, because it felt like it was setting up something, and I kind of don't like films that just set up something, because you know what's going to happen. It tells you what's going to happen, and it doesn't feel satisfying, because at the beginning it tells you what's going to happen at the end, and it doesn't feel satisfying. The satisfying part is the editing of the film, and I don't think a film should be relying on its editing. Besides that, the costumes in it look fine. It's not great, it's not terrible. I guess it looks like Doctor Strange. It's not bad in any way. It has an end credit scene. I think that's fine to set up a second episode. But besides that, the only other little concern I'd say I have about the film is that it just doesn't capture an audience as well as I'd say it would. It does a good job, but not great. And yeah, it doesn't have any other characters besides Doctor Strange. And yeah, so it's interesting not having another supporting cast member. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, a few days, I'll be talking about Doctor Strange Nightmare, the superior part to this series. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.